Welcome to Anchor Down from the Vanderbilt campus. Zach and Jimmy are back here with episode 12 of our Vandy Sports Podcast. JT and Zeek on West End. And it is 11 days until basketball season.
The AP poll just came out today. Vanderbilt ranked 18th. Kentucky is ranked second in the country. And Vandy is second in the SEC. We start off with 3 easy games. Austin Peay and Gardner Webb started off. And then we go into the Maui Invitational after the first 3. A lot of our players have been getting a lot of preseason acclaim, and I'd say it's deserved.
Oh, yeah, Damien's supposed to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC and Player of the Year. LaChance, Fisher Davis should be 2 of the best shooters in the conference. Freshmen coming in, too. It's going to be an exciting year for basketball.
It's going to be a magical year in Memorial Gym. We'll keep it at that.
Definitely. Got some ranked opponents on the out-of-conference slate, too. Look at Baylor, Purdue, probably see Indiana in Maui. Some exciting games coming up. And as much as we just want to talk about basketball, we got to mention the performance against Houston.
It was terrible. 34-0. Are you kidding me? And hats off to Houston. I think they're a legitimately great team, but we were awful. I mean, do you actually think Houston is that good?
I do think that they're a good team. They're probably better than people give them credit for, even though they're undefeated. They're starting to get some credit. That was the worst we've looked all season. I'm comfortable in saying that. Not quite. I'd almost put that up there with the Mississippi State game of last year, though. It just looked like our team did not belong on the field.
We had 44 total passing yards. That is abysmal. But like you said, I'm actually high on Houston also. I do believe that they may be the hardest opponent on our schedule, even better than Ole Miss and Georgia. It's hard to tell, but I really think it's possible.
Houston would definitely beat Georgia right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely right now. That said, though, 34-0 is unacceptable.
For anybody.
The offense did not move. And, I mean, it's the same story as every other game. You can't put any blame on the defense. They played all right. They played pretty well. Almost all of the points were off of pick sixes or terrible field position.
Yeah, 21 points off of turnovers, and it was really more than that. If you count in the awful field position from some of the punts, some of the other things that happened. I said earlier that the team didn't look like they belonged on the field. I want to take that back. I don't want to drag the defense into that. Defense looked good. They bent more than they usually did, but if the offense had a good performance, the defense would have put them in a place to have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, we limited them to the least points they've scored all season, too, and that's given the fact that their field position was great and they had the pick sixes. I mean, we played well. Zach Cunningham, 9 tackles, 2.5 for loss.
All over the field. 2
forced fumbles and a fumble recovery. The kid is an absolute beast. I know our record isn't great, but he absolutely deserves all SEC attention.
He definitely does. Weatherly, too, looked really good. Those are 2 guys we hype up every week, and deservingly so there. I think they're the 2 best players on our team right now. And I don't want to talk about this game anymore. I don't know about you. Get on to Florida. Man. Look, that's also not too exciting to talk about. Their defense on paper in a lot of categories is better than ours, but it's hard to say that there is a defense that's better than ours. I think they're 15th in total defense, 7th in scoring defense.
Yeah, that's right. And Vernon Hargraves III might be the best cornerback to be drafted into the NFL in the past decade, maybe even century. This guy is an absolute stud. I do not want to see us passing the ball his way.
And that gets into the theory. What are we going to do on offense? 44 yards against Houston's defense. Houston doesn't even have that great of a defense.
Yeah.
I want to see Wildcat. I'd want to see them just run the ball every play. I'm afraid that Kyle Shermer might not be able to go. He came out of the game with a concussion, and the way we are protecting our players, I'd be surprised if I saw him out there. So it looks like it's going to be J-Mac or Wildcat.
Sounds like it's going to be J-Mac. Talk to some players on the team, and it does not seem like Wildcat is going to be an option. I want to see Sims out there or Stankovic, but it just doesn't seem... Sherfield. It just doesn't seem likely. They haven't been practicing it, to my knowledge. We really need to make that change.
That leads into the discussion, like Andy Ludwig, what are you doing? This guy is known for using his players, using his talent to the best of his ability, doesn't come in with a system. Some offensive coordinators are spread offensive coordinators, pro-style offensive coordinators. Ludwig, in the past, has been able to adapt very well, and it just seems like passing to the casual fan, passing the ball just does not seem like the option to any fan, anybody watching the game, and we can certainly tell that 44 yards passing total on the day is awful.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's absolutely horrendous. And you say that he's known for using his players to their best of their abilities and like forming the offense around them. I just haven't seen that this year.
Completely agree.
He only had 4 rushes last game. All of the past 2 or 3 games, we started using him more, and the offense was looking a lot better as a result. All of a sudden, we stopped using him. I just don't understand.
Yeah, that's just dumb. If you're not going to do direct snaps, if that's not in your philosophy, at least hand the guy the ball more than you did. And we would not complain with seeing Sims take some direct snaps.
Yeah, and I think Ludwig's job is on the hot seat. I mean, after last game, after all of this season, the offense has been useless. There's really no other way to put it. They've been useless, and it's almost impossible to see 2 offensive coordinators in 2 years be fired, both under Mason as head coach. But the way it's looking right now, I just can't see him making a good offense on our team.
Yeah, the thing, you hate to bring this up, but is there the potential there, especially at the quarterback position, for the offense to be good? And that's a question that I have for you. People are optimistic about Kyle Shermer, but no matter who it is, freshman quarterbacks are generally, true freshman quarterbacks don't see success right away and have those learning pains. So what do you think? Is there potential this year for us to actually turn this around?
I hate to say it, but it seems like the answer is no. Other than the Austin Peay game, we've never scored over 20 points. We haven't faced any great defenses, to be honest. We're still not putting up points. The quarterback struggles just aren't being fixed. You'd think that at the very least, the quarterbacks would improve to being almost decent, but we've almost seen regression at the quarterback. Johnny McCrary, his picks per game have been increasing as the season has progressed. Turnovers per game on the offense have increased substantially in the past few games. Yep. The offense is just looking a lot worse.
Since the Ole Miss game, I completely agree. The offense has digressed. I don't want to say that the Missouri win was a fluke, but you look at their team, and they're built the same exact way we are. We play them 10 times. It's probably we win 5, they win 5, and they're all very, very ugly games. So that is the SEC win. That's the big win. But after that, going and getting blown out, even though Houston's undefeated, it's a team not in a power conference. You just hate to see that. And if there is no change, no philosophy change, I'm right with you, Jimmy. I don't see improvement running this system.
Yeah, just looking towards the future. I mean, can Kyle Shermer be that guy? Can we have a strong offense 2 years down the road? Right now, we don't know that. I know Florida last year and 2 years ago had one of the worst offenses in the country, and now they have a somewhat respectable one, so our hope is that maybe we can become that. Right now, that looks a bit unlikely, but hopefully Shermer can mold into a legitimate SEC quarterback. Right now, he's not quite ready.
Yeah, if these offensive coaches don't see that we need to change the system, change the offensive philosophy, run Wildcat, or just run the ball and don't pass the ball, what's saying that this isn't going to happen again next year? We played Freebeck last year as a true freshman, and look what happened. He didn't even play this year after people thought he might be the guy. If the same thing happens with Shermer, I feel bad for Deuce Wallace. He's their quarterback recruit we have coming in this year. It's just a cycle, a never-ending cycle, and what's saying that they're not going to do the same thing?
Yeah, either a new quarterback coach, a new offensive coordinator, something is going to have to change unless the offense can improve. And what do you think Andy Ludwig has to show in the offense in the remainder of this season for him to keep his job?
After last week, I'm just going to say points.
Just points, yeah.
Points in general.
3 points? Is 3 points enough? It would have been better than
I won't even say points. Like if we put up 7 points a game, but keep moving the ball like we did at the beginning of the season. If you had just watched the last game, you'd say there's no improvement in this team from last year on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And at least 44 passing yards is terrible. That's awful. There's some people in the stands you could throw out there. They throw a lot more picks than these guys do, but they'd be able to connect and have more than 44 passing yards. I think he just has to show that the team can move the ball and not that's going in the right direction. That's not going back downhill.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think we've dug it into the dirt. Our offense is not looking great, and
Bad.
it's almost frustrating just to talk about it. So I think we're going to move on now. We haven't mentioned yet that we were both at the Black and Gold Series baseball team. Looking good. Great to see a lot of new faces.
Oh, real exciting. We have a huge recruiting class, #1 in the country. Some people say if you divide it in half, we'd still have 2 #1 recruiting classes in the country. A couple guys who stood out to me. Chandler Day on the mound looked very good, very impressive, very poised. Also, Ethan Paul, I think he hit around 500 in the series with a bunch of extra base hits. He has pop. Also, shout out to Tyler Green. It's the first time, even with Dansby and Xander on the team last year, that I've seen somebody put it over the left center field bleachers to the top of the tree that's over there by Memorial Gym. That was a shot. Some of the guys were saying that might have even been 450 feet.
Wow, yeah, really impressive. In terms of the pitchers, we have not seen Kilchowski. He's the guy that we have been praising all offseason. And we assume it's an injury, but we're going to keep an eye on him because he's somebody we really want to see on the field come the spring.
Yeah, he was coaching first the whole series. That was pretty much it. That's kind of funny to see. But, yeah, hopefully he can be one of those weekend guys for us. Right now, I guess if Kilchowski doesn't go, the obvious choices are Big Ben Bowden, Wright, and Sheffield. And you'd hope that Kilchowski is the senior. He's the most experienced of those guys by far. Would be able to be one of the weekend guys. Nonetheless, our team should be very good, should be ranked all year, bringing in a ton of talent, #1 recruiting class. A guy like Chandler Day, a guy like Donnie Everett, many people have heard about, could definitely step into one of those big pitching roles too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you covered it all in terms of baseball team for now. So we'll move on to our game time picks as part of the battle round.
Oh yeah, going into this week, I am sitting at 14-7. Jimmy is catching up at 10-11. We actually made a mistake last week. We picked the LSU-Bama game because we got really excited about it. Didn't realize both those teams were on bye. So I guess we'll say it again. I have LSU in the game.
Yeah, I'm taking Bama in that.
All right, and other game we have is Kentucky at Georgia. Hard one to pick.
Georgia has just been horrendous lately. I'm going to take Kentucky on it, but I'm not too confident in saying that.
I'm going to do the same. Kentucky wins. Maybe it'll make our game slightly more interesting against them. If we were able to pull it off, it would seem like more of an upset, so I'll say Kentucky.
Yep, and the other one is #5, TCU versus #12, Oklahoma State. Who are you taking in that?
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. Why not? They're undefeated. Shake up the playoff picture.
Okay, I'm taking TCU. Trevone Boykin has been tremendous lately, rising up the Heisman ranks, and they have just been stellar. They started off a bit shaky, but they've been improving as the season has progressed, which is exactly what you like to see in a team trying to make the college football playoff. I'm taking TCU.
Really looking forward to that game. There should be a lot of scoring, which is the opposite of what's going to happen in our game. I'm not sure what the over-under's at. I know it opened at, we were 19-point underdogs. I'd love to see our team win. Usually that's the goal. I hate when people talk about moral victories. I just want to see improvement this week. I want to see that the team is on the right track again.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think that's all we have today. Stay tuned 11 days until basketball tip-off on Saturday, Vandy at Florida. I believe it's an 11 a.m. kickoff. Hopefully we can turn it around and play much more like we did against Mizzou, but we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, let's try to go win an ugly game. Anchor down.
Anchor down.